This one's a tricky one. I'll say right now, I have mixed feelings about this one.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for using money we earmarked for our 6-month-old's college fund to buy back the exact 1972 Ford Bronco I owned as a teenager? So, how to begin with this? I realize that on paper, I am totally the asshole, but when you dig deeper into my motivations, I'm hoping it's more of a gray area than anything else, and maybe even I did the right thing. When I was a teenager, my dad bought me a classic 1972 Ford Bronco. It was my true passion, and I don't recall a memory from high school that somehow doesn't involve that truck. Plus, my dad and I would spend hours and hours working on it and went through that especially father/son rough patch when I was a teenager. It was always that Bronco that brought us back together. I made a huge mistake and sold the truck when I turned 19, and my dad died of a heart attack 2 months later. So while not logical, I've always felt a karmic connection between the two events. We had a baby in early February. She's our first and the light of my life. My wife is doing well, but she's back at work and she's realized that she hates all the daycares we've tried and really wants to be a stay-at-home mom. And plus, she's still very hormonal from delivery, lack of sleep, and breastfeeding, so she's having a rough time and is angry a lot. I guess I need to say this. 2 weeks ago, I was driving through our town's warehouse district and I saw a Bronco that was pretty beat up but resembled mine. I stopped just for nostalgia's sake, and the owner came out and let me take a look inside. My dad and I had glued a wheat penny under the dash as a sort of security measure. So I just sort of checked, and goddamn if it wasn't my Bronco. I asked him if he'd ever consider selling it. He said, actually, someone was on I-25 as we spoke from Colorado to buy it for $21,000. I freaked out and asked him if I could buy it right then and there for $23,000. He said if I could come up with the cash, yes. I had been procrastinating setting up a 529, so I had $12,000 in savings that my wife's parents had given us. I maxed out my credit card to Venmo, and my mom brought down a check for $4,000, and I fucking drove away in my old car. It was like a dream come true, like a literal dream come true. It needs a lot of work I can't afford right now, but it's mine. Like in my driveway, mine. Again, I can't even describe what a joy this is. My wife and her parents are furious with me. They feel I was deceptive, that a, quote, real man would have sacrificed anything and everything so my wife could be a stay-at-home mom with his kids, and that setting aside the money they gave us for a college fund was what it was intended for. My point is, my daughter is only 6 months old. We have 18 years to set up a college fund for her. But this Bronco means everything to me, and if I wouldn't have acted, it would have been gone forever. Now, it can be the same connection between me and my kids. To me, it's the literal meaning of happiness. Like I said on paper, asshole. Whole story, gray area. How do you see it?
I think he's a dick.
Oh, this one fucked me up.
No, like, okay, so he described his wife in such vivid detail. Like, you know, she just wants to be a stay-at-home mom. She's also, like, mean and stuff. So, like, but the thing is, it's not about her. It's about your child. Mm-hmm. You've promised this money to your child. Like, I understand that there's an emotional connection with this item. However, that money is no longer yours. I mean, it is yours, but you've promised it to someone else. You've told someone it's for someone else. And so you use like, but my wife doesn't want to work. So basically, I have financial control over these sort of things. I'm really sorry about your dad, and that's really great that you bonded with him.
I know.
But you spent your daughter's money on something, and you justified it by saying, my wife's being a pill. You know? Oh, like she's, you know, really hormonal after 6 months. Yeah, that's postpartum, the idea of it.
I know.
And the thing is like, I understand, like, you're living in the past and you're not thinking about the future. That's what I'm thinking. Like, you're investing, you chose, you know, some, like a nostalgia item over investing in your daughter who asked nothing of you. But like, do you know what I'm saying?
I know. I was real torn up about this one. Because like I have a lot of sentimental items like from my mom that like I had a panda coin necklace that my mom got as a present from my dad when I was born.
Yeah.
And I wore it as a necklace. And then last year at the Trader Joe's up down the street, it broke off the thing while I was grocery shopping. Oh. So like I just like I related to this, and I'm like, I would do anything if I found that coin on eBay to buy back or whatever. So I'm like, I'm really torn because I see his point where it's like, she is only 6 months old. 18 years is a long time. Like, as long as he makes the situation right, I feel like it would be okay. But I am mad at him because, like, if he would have called his wife and just been like, hey, honey, here's the story, and like gotten permission versus just like making this huge decision, then it probably would have been a little better and maybe she wouldn't have been so upset. So I'm like, yes, asshole. But I also see this gray area and I'm like, I don't know what it is lately. I'm like, I'm being less hard on people and I'm like very in my feels.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this and I'm like, I get the sentimental value. So I'm torn. I'm really torn.
I understand that. But I think that I'm annoyed that he considered it his money. And like it's his memories are more important than his family or his wife's permission. And he took the time to describe how, like, you know, she's just being standoffish. And I have 18 years with my daughter. So it's me. It's my memories. It's me. And the thing is your wife, I assume she's your wife for a reason. Had you called her and been like, this means so much to me.
Yeah.
She would have understood and you would have had a decent conversation. But you didn't even run it by her just because you didn't want to deal with that. So you're like, this is my money and this is my memory. And that's all that matters.
Well, and I get like time was of the essence here. But I mean, their finances sound pretty good. Granted, the $12,000 was a gift from her parents. But like finance-wise.
Wait, it's from his wife's parents?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is not your money at all?
Not at all.
No, this is for her.
I know. When I think about it like that, I'm like, Morgan, just quit being a dumbass.
If this was the money that you made from your own job or your own, like actually from your own job, and then you were like, then I'd be like, but this was a gift for something.
For her college, the baby's college fund.
So this is not even your money. You said this is my money. It's not your money. And this is no, dude.
I know. Okay. The more I hear it, I'm like, yes, quit being a dumbass. He's an asshole. There's no gray area.
And the thing is like, you know, when his daughter turns like 15 or 16, they could get a junk car and fix it together.
Well, I think that's what he said too. Or like what his intentions were, where he was like, what did he say here? The Bronco means everything to me. If I wouldn't have acted, it would have been gone forever. Now it can be that same connection between me and my kids. So he like wants to carry on the tradition. But again, like it wasn't your money. You should have talked to your wife. You could have maybe gone and got a car loan for this and been totally fine.
Yeah, I don't think that would like ring true. I think that it would just be something that sits in the garage and he would fix it until she's how old is she, 4 or 6 months?
6 months.
She's 6 months old. You would have spent that. You're gonna tell me that you're waiting until she's, you know, at least 12 to start fixing this car? No, you're gonna start fixing that, and that's gonna be your project, and she's just gonna sit around. You could have gotten a car when she was of age to work on a car, and that could have been like a really great memory for her, you know, because then you could have told her the story. My dad and I did this to a car one time, and now this is gonna be our car. I don't like him. I wouldn't say it's divorceable. I think it's annoying as fuck.
It is. I guess like, well, and we had this story on this holiday one where like this wife was the only one working and put money in a Christmas fund, and it was like it was $500, and that's like all she had for her kids for Christmas. And the husband just stole it out and gave it to his brother for his brother's child support. And I'm like, that's divorce worthy. And like, this is $12,000.
This is $12,000 that was not for you.
I know.
It's not a gift for you.
I know. I think it's hard because like I just get so lost in like the sentimental stuff, and I'm like, it's like right there. But I wonder like if he would have asked his mom too, like, hey mom, found the car. It's the car. Do you mind buying it for me for right now, and I'll pay you back over time?
Wait, also, I feel like he could have easily called like someone to finance this thing. If his mom had time to drive down $4,000, that means that's at least a bank check. You had to go to the bank and then drive to meet him. So this person wasn't literally on their way. This person was like probably, you know, coming in the next couple days. If your mom could have went to the bank, this is not a split section.
Yeah.
Yeah. If your mom had time to do it, you also had time to do it.
Well, plus like the person from Colorado that was driving down, like we don't know where he lives, so who knows how far it is, but like person driving down from fucking Colorado paying $21,000. He offered the guy $2,000 more. So I'm sure he would have been fine if he was like, I'm sold. I will sign a piece of paper right now. My intention's to buy.
Yeah.
My mom can come give you $4,000 down. Give me a couple days to get the rest.
Yeah.
I got to go to the bank. I got to do whatever.
Yeah.
Like that would have given him time to like have a conversation, get a loan, get other like eggs in a row. But he was just like, because it was such an emotional connection or attachment,
Yeah.
he was just so fucking impulsive. He like didn't think of anything else.
I kind of don't think that the guy from Colorado is real.
No.
I don't think he's real. I think that, I mean, like, there's always, like, you talk about, like, car salesmen.
Yeah.
Like, I don't believe anything that they say. You know?
This is true.
Because if this car was, you know, a hunk of junk, like, then why would you pay that much for it? So it must have been
Broncos are like, there's something like about Broncos that people just love.
Yeah.
There's a Bronco addiction right now.
I don't believe the car salesman. I don't believe the dad's conviction. I think you're an ass.
Yeah, he does give a shit ton of edits too. Edit had no idea this would go so one way. I guess I messed up. I talked with my mom, and she is basically going to buy the Bronco from me in order to refill the college fund and pay off the credit card.
So then why could she not have just... Oh my God, dude.
This should have been the initial plan.
Yeah.
You could have avoided so much conflict in your marriage.
You really could. Oh my God.
The 4K will be a gift, and she's going to give me whatever I need to restore it. She's always been awesome to me, and she'd rather the money be spent now than wait for me and my sister's inheritance. Sorry to get everyone so mad at me. I was thinking with my emotions and acted badly. Okay, at least he realizes.
Wait. How old is he?
Doesn't say.
His sister and his inheritance? Oh, okay. No. This has now shifted this. I think he sounds like an entitled brat. If his mom has the type of money to give him, like
$30K.
$30,000
essentially.
and then he has to wait for his inheritance, I think that this man is not doing this for sentimental reasons. It's because he wanted something and he could not get it immediately.
It's interesting. I feel like it's a trend though, like where a lot of so this is like a tangent. My dad had a friend that came to Thanksgiving who is like his girlfriend's friend, and then she brought her 85-year-old dad. He just sold his house in Beverly Hills because he wanted to give his kids like all their inheritance money now.
Yeah.
Because it's like, why wait for it? Like you get your shit now, enjoy it, whatever. And so I think it's like supposed to be like that, where like my mom would rather give me the money now than like me have to wait for my inheritance.
Yeah.
But like,
why didn't she? Okay, so if you knew that she could give you the money now, why would you
go through all this?
Yeah, like, because obviously it's not like a will where she has to die and you get the money. She has access to the money. If you would have just called mom, hey, mama, remember papa? So I found the car in this, I feel like she would have given you all that money. You can write it.
Oh, easily.
So why did you have to take someone else's money first?
Just so impulsive. Just
so impulsive.
Not thinking. The next edit, there's so many edits, like literally.
Do you know why someone edits a lot? It's like when you're trying to lie and you give too many details.
Yeah.
No one is asking or assuming anything, but you're like, hey, no, actually, I think that why you edit so much is because there's a lie in there.
I also think based on this one, so he goes, are the quote, mommy bailed you out comments really necessary? I found a solution, and it's coming from me and my sister's inheritance. So it's not like I'm paying for it on my own eventually.
You're literally not. Your mommy is paying for it. You're not at all.
My inbox is so buried. I have no idea what those icons are and what gold are used for. Does anyone know what those are? Next edit. I'm getting a 403 error whenever I try to respond. Not sure what that means, but I'm still reading because I'm honestly afraid to go home. Even with the great news, I know my wife is going to be upset for one reason or another.
For one reason or another?
Buddy,
you gave her all the reasons in the world.
You didn't need to include that.
You didn't consult her. You took her money. You took your child's money. You had your mommy come down and pay for something that she easily could have paid for herself. You said for one reason or the other. Yeah, you sound so dumb.
Sarah, it gets worse.
Oh my God. Let's hear it.
I'm really scared to even read this.
What does it say?
I can't respond to the post, but I'll try to update whenever. Next edit in the morning. I couldn't figure out why I was getting so many privates, but I guess this must be locked now. I didn't tell my wife that my mom bailed me out, and I lied and said I found a buyer for the Bronco. I'll figure out how to cross that bridge when I get there. But my wife was so relieved that I, quote, had come to my senses. I don't want to disappoint her. It's going to take all my lying skills to pull this one off over the next few years.
Ew. Why would you continue to lie? You woke up with the anxiety of like, all these people are telling me I'm the asshole. Why would you not just own up to it immediately?
I take back everything I said at the beginning.
Also, this is the most specific shit ever. If your wife ever, okay, so there's a Bronco and he took $12,000, she would be like, how unique of a situation is that? That's me. They're talking about me. You have to come up. What type of dickwad is like, oh my God, I'm going to spend the next couple of years lying. It's going to be so stressful for me. Oh my God.
He is asking for a divorce. He is quite literally asking for a reason for his wife to divorce him. You had your solution. You had your out on a silver platter.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you're being defensive and you don't want it to be, oh, mommy bailed you out. But okay, that's the reality. Be grateful, be gracious that you have that option.
Yeah.
And yet you're going to bury yourself in a hole even deeper. You're not 6 feet down anymore. You're fucking 12. You had your out on a silver platter, and yet you still chose to go back and lie even more.
Yeah.
Where is this car going to be for the next 3 years?
You are literally... Okay, so where is this car going to be for the next 3 years? Because you pitched it as like, me and my daughter are going to work on this. How are you going to explain it to your wife when it pops up in your garage for your sentimental bonding moment with your daughter? How are you going to be like, well, actually, my mom found this seller out of state and she saw the inside of the car. It looked like how dad and I fixed it. It's like, you are going to wreck this marriage if you do not own up to this right now. You are a man-child. You are a baby.
I take back everything. I feel so dumb.
It's not sentimental. You want it. What is that Veruca salt? I want it now. That's what you sound like. I can't wait till you get sucked into the ground for a golden egg.
I can't even like look at his account to see if he had another update after this because the account was suspended.
Oh my God, how am I going to lie my way out of this? I don't know, dude. Keep it to yourself. Grow some nads.
I'm just mad. Now I'm mad.
Yeah.
Like you had the perfect solution and yet just you fucking shat on it.
You could, and your mommy is like so heavily involved in your life that she's willing to go along with your lie.
That is interesting. Yeah.
My mom wouldn't lie for me for shit. Like if
my mom.
My mom would like lie for me like
To a stranger, but not your own like partner.
Yeah, like actually no, my mom doesn't believe in lying because she's super Christian. But like I could not imagine like where someone would lie about something like this for a long time.
This isn't like a little white lie to make someone feel better. This is betrayal worthy.
Yeah, and now she's protecting her little boy. She's paying for her little boy and protecting her little boy, and it doesn't matter about his family because it's just my boy, my son. Sorry, I need to pee so bad. 1 second.
5 minutes later.
Okay, well, Bronco boy. Obviously, overall vote was asshole.
Yeah.
Comments eat him up. The mods had to get involved. They locked the post.
Yeah.
Thank you for all the reports. We get it. He's the asshole. OP has been banned for failing to accept his judgment and will not be answering your questions or continuing to bother you today.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, Jesus, dude, you're the asshole who spends $23,000 without so much as speaking to their spouse first. Mm-hmm. Assholes do.
Yeah.
When you put all the money together too, like it's not just 12 grand, it is 23K total. Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like that says something about like your upbringing that like if spending that amount of money is like something that you feel like you don't have to talk to anyone about means that you've been around that type of money.
Yeah, there's definitely some privilege to that.
Yes.
Because I mean, $23,000 for a lot of people is life altering. Mm-hmm. That's just.
It really is.
Yeah. I know. I wish I could like go look at his other posts on his account because I'm really curious if there was an update for this.
Yeah.
Like that he reposted somewhere, but I'm not seeing it, which sucks. Yeah. No updates. Meh. So that's where he left off, that he was going to be lying to his wife.
How am I going to lie so hard? It's so hard to lie to someone for so long. How about just don't?
You are doing that to yourself.
Yeah.
Like you're creating the problem.
Yeah, and then your mom is like, yeah, it's going to be hard for you to lie. You sound like a bunch of pussies.
It's just, it doesn't need to be this hard. Life doesn't need to be this hard, people.